ACLU files complaint over Apple employee detained by customs. The American Civil Liberties Union Foundation of Northern California has filed a civil complaint on behalf of an Apple employee who was detained by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Andreas Gall, who wrote about his experience, was detained at San Francisco International Airport on November 29, according to the complaint. A U.S. citizen, the complaint says that at that point the CBP officers retaliated by telling Gall he was committing. Gall told CNN Business that they did not gain entry to his devices. The complaint, filed with the Department of Homeland Security's Office for Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, asks for an investigation into whether CBP's interrogation and search violated Gall's First and Fourth Amendment rights. It also wants the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees CBP, declined to comment on pending litigation. Gall told CNN Business that he reached out to the ACLU after the incident because he was unsure of his rights and wanted clarity about what was legal. When? If. Gall said the only thing he's changed recently is become more publicly outspoken against the Trump administration. Gall said he was also repeatedly asked about the work he did as Chief Technology Officer for his previous employer, Mozilla, a company committed to open technology and online privacy. Apple and Mozilla did not immediately respond to a request for comment. A statement put out by the ACLU of Northern California describes Gall as an outspoken. William Freeman, senior counsel at the ACLU of Northern California, said in a statement that the amount of information contained on electronic devices is another area of concern. Jacobs no, Gall said the incident was very high. Gall said he now has lawyers on call when he re-enters the country and checks in with someone when going through customs. I am.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.